is starting, and there it goes right now. Welcome to How to Be Friends with Dave and Shawn. Actually, it probably cut that off. Welcome to How to Be Friends with Dave and Shawn. Hi, Shawn.
Hi, Dave.
You're looking very handsome today,
Thank
despite
you.
being under the weather.
Yes.
As am I. Because everyone's getting Omicron. Everyone's getting Omicron.
Like 1 in 100, right?
We might as well assume that everyone's going to get it. That is, of course, why we have to test everyone, because everyone's got it. And once everyone's done having it, we can hopefully just move the hell on.
What comes after Omicron? Because I am not familiar with the Greek alphabet.
Oh, now they're talking about the fluocron. Yeah, I'm not making this up. Apparently, we can't go a week without a new variant, which is now like a combination of the flu and Omicron. So,
So the flumicron.
but I really do want to start by quizzing you today, Shawn. Just to see where you are in your life personally and your needs. I guess it isn't a quiz. Let me put it this way.
Wait. Before you get into your quiz, I'm sorry.
Yes.
We're on Omicron.
Uh-huh.
So according to the Greek alphabet, we've already gone through alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, and xi.
No. Okay, that's a good point. We skipped nu.
Okay.
Because the CDC and everyone in control thought that saying the new variant was just going to be too confusing. And that's valid. Would you like to guess why we skipped the she variant?
Because then we would have offended China? I don't know.
Exactly. Yes, 100%.
So the next one's pi.
Yeah, but I mean, it's naming conventions. It's like how hurricanes every year go down the alphabet in people's names, but it always seems like we miss a letter or two because we're not paying attention to all of them. So,
Okay.
No, we used to do a little segment, Shawn, where I would shop for you things that I'd like to purchase for you.
Yes.
And I found an interesting product for you.
Okay.
Tell me when this pops up on your screen here.
Rent a Hitman.
Uh-huh.
Your point and
Yeah. So for those of you who might not be watching this, but listening audio only, Shawn is currently trying to figure out rentahitman.com. The internet's perfectly safe, non-dark web hitman options. It is safe, secure, and client confidential. I'll read this portion to you. Client confidentiality. I can't speak. Confidentiality, whatever, is important to us. So rest assured that your information will remain private as required under HIPAA, the Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act of 1964.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So what is this?
Well, what do you think it is? Since 1920, Shawn, Rent a Hitman has assisted satisfied clients from all walks of life.
Is this like one of those things where like you're bored, so you decide to do like that movie The Game and you hire somebody to like kill you in like for funsies?
I did.
Yes, kind of. Okay, so here's what this is. All right. I'll leave this up for a little while longer, but I'll give you the background. Come to find out, many years ago, the maker of this website made this website strictly just for his IT business, right? He needed a website, excuse me, Rona, He needed a website that basically he could show that he could secure, you could hack or try not to, and show off what he was doing, right?
Okay.
Well, he didn't do much with that business, eventually selling it off, and tried to sell off the website only to find out that rentahitman.com didn't have much demand. So it sat there for years. Right?
Yes.
He checks the emails on this after like 5 years of the website being dormant and found out there was a lot of people interested.
Huh.
There's a lot of people messaging rentahitman.com. So he decided to roll with it, Shawn. And he would message people back. And if he found a person was serious, he gave them a little bit of time to think about it, 24 hours. And if they were still serious after all that time, he'd give them a form to fill out and have one of the hitmen get in contact with them.
Which by he was forwarding it to a local police department, I'm assuming.
Thank you very much. That's right. So basically, this guy has been able to catch many people trying to off friends, family members, enemies, whatever. Because every now and again, if anyone who doesn't know, local police departments will do the same thing. Local police departments will totally have a bring your drugs in for testing day to catch people with illegal drugs, and sometimes it works.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I figured I wanted to introduce with that, because it's kind of hilarious, to kind of talk about criminal justice. We've talked about before, and it's been a little while since our last podcast. And a few things have happened in the criminal justice world. For example, Jussie Smollett was found guilty on everything, which is great.
Yeah.
Just shows that the criminal justice system is working. So I kind of want to go back, Shawn. Back a little bit.
Okay.
Would you like to go back to me with a time 2004? Do you remember 2004 was 5 years before the iPhone, for example.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it-ish.
Yeah, you know.
That guy still had a flip phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember Chris Hansen?
Yeah.
Everyone who lived in 2004 remembers Chris Hansen. What was his thing, Shawn?
He would catch the predators.
He would catch the predators. Anyone who watched the show loved it, because we all universally hate pedophiles. It's like one of the few things that we can still pretty much universally get together on. Pedophiles suck.
Yeah, but I'm confused, because didn't Chris Hansen end up getting nailed for something himself?
Kind of. He some infidelity, some financial problems. But no, that's not what killed the show. Incidentally, it ran for 4 years. Do you know what killed the show?
All the failed convictions that came out of it, I'm assuming.
Okay, thank you. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted to get to, and it wasn't necessarily the failed convictions. Okay, because the point is well made, that there were a lot of flaws to running investigations that way. In fact, 24 of the people caught in the show, in one case, the local district attorney would not even prosecute, just because of how bad the cases were.
Okay.
Several of the cases were thrown out for lack of evidence, for Fourth Amendment issues, for entrapment issues. But you can make the argument that it was a net good, considering how many nasty pedophiles they caught, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. An objective
Yeah.
person can, on the one hand, say pedophiles suck, but on the other hand, can also say catch them right so that they're locked into jail and get their trash kicked.
Right.
Okay. So here's what actually was the nail in the coffin of the show. Let me see if I can pull up the specific website here. So there's a saying that I'm going to botch. A person, what the heck is it? A person can fight evil until they themselves become evil, right? Well, so they had a guy on the line who himself was he was a prosecuting attorney in Texas, I believe. I'm going to pull up the news article here. And what happened was the sting was going as it normally goes. Anyone who didn't watch the show, they have someone pretend that they're a minor, okay?
Okay.
To find people interested in sex with minors.
Right.
Then they will cause that person to come to a location, at which point that they can be arrested. Well, I don't know if you can see this here, but this feller, Kaufman County District Attorney Lou Conrad, killed himself at his home on Sunday when officers closed in with arrest and search warrants. So, to catch a predator, at least set the trap in what was a way that you can argue in favor of, meaning that they would have a fake minor, a person would flirt and get sexy with them, so they would tell them to bring things to a certain address that would be able to confirm that that was the person, and then there they would arrest them. So this fella, however, did not go to the place that they set up.
Okay.
So this presented two problems. Number one, okay, is it then ethical to go and arrest this person in his home with news cameras?
Yeah. I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Interesting question. And secondly, it raised the question that a lot of people started asking, is it also ethical to be getting pedophiles to come to your neighborhood even for a trap?
I would imagine not. No.
Right. So, and that's one of the complaints that they have here. The mayor of the town, for example, I don't think bringing predators into the middle of our neighborhoods where children live is the answer to the problem.
You know what? With this neighborhood needs more of more pedophiles.
More pedophiles.
We're lacking the pedophiles we need to really get this television show done right.
So the point remains true. No matter how evil a thing is, because I'm being very clear for anyone who listens to this, that pedophiles are evil and wrong, and I even stated that they need to be caught correctly so that they can be appropriately punished by rough, violent people in jail who will punish them appropriately. I promise you that. No matter how evil the thing is that you're pursuing, if you don't keep your head around you, you can still do your own evil things.
Okay.
You like that one, do you?
Yeah, that sits well with me.
You want to share?
No, I'm good.
No.
I keep my evil things to myself.
Fair enough.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now I need your professional opinion on something, Shawn.
Uh-huh.
You may already have seen this particular thing, and a couple of my friends I've talked to about this. Okay, I'm a big fan of the Rhino, right?
Yes.
Which of course is unique because of its low bore axis, right?
Right. Your mom's a boraxis. Anyways.
Jesus, come on.
Yeah,
Okay,
the Lawago alien or
have
Laugo
you already seen
or
this?
Lago Waga Ding Dong. Sure. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay,
Uh,
so
yeah, it's a fixed barrel 9mm, a low bore axis.
Okay. Would you like to give our viewers, why is this having such a hard time? Would you like to give our viewers a brief overview of this thing, how it works, and your opinion?
It works pretty much like any other semi-automatic handgun does. They place the barrel lower in the frame, and it's a cool innovation, but ultimately probably unnecessary for 99% of people. As was the Rhino. I mean, it's yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I,
Okay. So let's back up a minute.
yeah,
Shawn.
it's okay.
So you're not sold on it, and that's fine because I'm using that term specifically to get to the point. Shawn,
Not sold on it for what they want for it. Hell no.
thank you. Why is it that we're still using the AR-15 platform, indeed the M4, as our standard issue rifle in the U.S. military?
Because it's cheap to manufacture.
Right. You can crank out
Parts interchangeability.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can crank out a perfectly good combat rifle for about $500, government contract dollars, and it works just fine for years and years and years. Did you hear the price on this thing?
No, I heard it at one point and I forgot it because when I heard it, I went, well, that's never going to happen.
Oh, well, okay. So this novelty, it is what it is. It's a novelty pistol. This novelty pistol, Shawn, how much would you pay for it if you had the money just to buy a gun?
I would tell you right now, I would not pay over $1,000 for any handgun.
So you're saying you wouldn't pay somewhere between $5,000 to $10,000 for this?
No. No.
Yeah.
Once you start getting there are, don't get me wrong, I've owned handguns that cost more than $1,000, and if you have the kind of money and that's your thing, I totally get it. And if you shoot competition and maybe that's your hobby and you want to buy a $3,000 STI, totally understand it. But I think most shooters do not see the return on investment with a high dollar firearm that they think they're going to get.
No.
Most people can't outshoot their guns. It's unnecessary.
Right.
So,
And just for intellectual honesty,
yes.
I love my Rhino. Its particular features are really cool, but I got mine for an amazing price considering what they're selling for now. I got mine for what was it, about $550?
Yeah, I think so. 500. Now they're going for close to a K, aren't they?
Yeah, $1,300 I think for my particular model,
I don't understand.
Right.
There's not a shortage.
$550 is a little bit more expensive than a solid everyday carry, concealed carry revolver anyway. If you want something fancy and keen and cool, all right, keep it in your budget.
Yeah, I mean, the HKs that I've always owned have been like in the $600 range. So why would?
Right.
I don't. Yeah.
Oh,
I got a $1,200 FN. I don't. Okay.
I got something else a lot more fun for. Well, I pulled this up for you, Shawn. By the way, did you see the new Spider-Man movie?
No, I did watch the new Ghostbusters last night.
Oh my Lord, help me! That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Okay, spoilers incoming because the movie's been out for a little while. If you haven't seen it and you hate spoilers, stop the podcast right now, go watch it, and come back at about the 20-minute mark. That was a beautiful send-off from his living friends to Harold Ramis.
Yeah, it really was, and it was very impressive that Jason Reitman, who is the son of
Ivan Reitman,
who directed the first Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Which is really cool, but I guess they spoke to the family at length about Harold Ramis's appearance in the movie itself. And then he was discussing it that the company that they used is the company that did Blade Runner 2049, because it was the only time they'd ever seen digital reconstruction of a face that they thought looked real.
Mm-hmm.
This company then went back to the original Ghostbusters and digitally put Harold Ramis into the original Ghostbusters until they could show somebody and they couldn't tell which one was digital and which one was the original movie. And only then did they put Harold Ramis in the new one, which is why when you watch it, it feels flawless.
It really does.
It feels like Harold Ramis is in the movie.
And in that, there's more than one reason that it feels that way. Okay, so if you notice, by the way, Harold Ramis was also one of the writing credits. So
he was because they were working on this movie for years, weren't they?
Yeah, for many years. Now, part of what made it really good is they did have an actor play. He was credited as the dirt farmer in that movie.
Yes, and he studied Harold Ramis upside, inside, and out.
But
apparently,
if you don't,
that's what he did.
And I'm just going to share for our viewers the actor that played him, because you didn't get to see his face at all. But he is a really cool actor. Bob Gunton, who's just been a pile of different movies. Good for him getting the honors of being able to play Harold Ramis.
Yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, I was very moved by it. I was really happy with what they did from A Piece of My Childhood. A continuation of that. I was pretty stoked with that.
And in this world of we have to make sequels to everything, the young cast in that, really great. If they want to go on and make more movies with that young cast, I'm 100% okay with that.
Yeah, what's McKenna Grace, right? I think it's McKenna Grace played the granddaughter, and then Finn Wolfhard was the grandson. Yeah. No, they did. I was very impressed with it.
And
I didn't quite understand. Maybe it was for newcomers to the Ghostbusters, but when you see the girl in the movie and they purposely don't say the last name of who her grandfather was, none of us, we all knew it was Spangler. Like,
I think sometimes you just do that in movies just to get people pissed off. Just say it. Just say it from your mouth.
Also, very happy they dropped an LS3 into Ecto-1, which is why that giant boat of a Cadillac is able to tear ass like it does. Things running like a 400 horsepower Chevy motor in it.
My friend, I want my SUV to be painted like Ecto-1 so bad right now with gear on the roof rack and everything.
Oh yeah, it's amazing when you watch the movie and you're like, I want that so much now. Yeah.
Okay, now I want to transition real quick on that point. The idea of crazy SUVs. Shawn, what's your opinion on people who keep lowering their Subaru Foresters?
I don't know. You have to do what you want, but I've always thought it's dumb.
Yeah, yeah. I also thought it was dumb on the simple basis that if you want a fast Subaru, they make an STI. Go buy that. If you lower a Forester, you're taking away one of the most critically important things in something that can go off-road in the ground clearance. But
yeah, but I mean, they don't make. That's the big wagon version, right? You can't get that in an STI. So
correct.
I guess if you want to tear ass around town like Tokyo Drift in a wagon, that's your only bet.
No, Shawn. No. Respect your elders who drive an LS swapped rear-wheel drive Subaru Forester.
I guess. Whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat. I will give people credit when they do stuff like that. Like when you do one-off stuff, that takes a lot of work.
Yeah. So what we have pictured here is a 2013 Subaru Forester. All right. The old timer up above that you saw right at the start there. I'm not even going to bother to go back to it because it's not loading. Liked his Forester so much that he took out the front axle or the front transfer case, bolted a 6.2 liter V8,
which you would have to take out the
right?
front transfer case, yeah.
And connected it to the rear axle, and now races the hell out of that thing. 600 horsepower. And if for anyone who's reading this particular paragraph, it's one of the silliest things too, because right there, a lot of people don't think about the coefficient of drag of vehicles. A Forester is not an aerodynamic vehicle at a 0.36 coefficient of drag.
No.
But it's hilarious. You gotta love that.
I mean, that's, I guess, I don't know, man. Whatever floats your boat.
That's taking it to the ultimate, though, Shawn. That's going the whole direction with it. If you're going to lower your Forester, then get something cooking under the hood. No?
It's he took two pretty decent cars and combined them into what would appear to be one shitty car now. I don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna tear out the all-wheel drive performance of this car. I'm gonna make it fucking nose heavy.
Yes. 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 Actually, that's a good point that I was wondering about. We've talked a lot about the modern changes in four-wheel drive systems, and hilariously, and I mean this, as a Mitsubishi fan, I think it's hilarious that the latest edition of the Outlander has a tarmac mode for its all-wheel drive. You've got a 3,800-pound SUV being powered by 181 horsepower, 2.5 liter four-cylinder. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not fast.
We better put a race mode on it. I don't.
What? Right. Which is hilarious, because if they had an engine that could really cook it, in this modern world of adjustable all-wheel drive, yeah, it actually makes sense to have a setting where if you're going to just take off, you want all of the power in those rear wheels. BMW actually, I don't know if they still do that, but they used to do that with their all-wheel drive system. It was an 80-20 bias on their all-wheel drive system. 80% of the power starts at the rear wheels, not the front, because that's how you fly. But for the love of God, put a turbocharger on that engine if you're going to do this.
Yeah, you're whopping 181 horsepower. It's like what I get out of my straight six. Like,
right.
I don't need a tarmac mode in the Jeep.
And I will actually talk up the strategy a little bit that Mitsubishi has in their cars, because you take the Eclipse Cross by comparison, okay? They put a tiny, tiny engine in that thing, a 1.5 liter four-cylinder, and then turbocharged it. Okay, all right. Whatever. It makes like 154 horsepower. Cars are anemic in terms of horsepower right now, but that does put out 184 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah.
If you're serious about going off-road, you really do need that torque much more than that horsepower.
Yeah, it all seems wasted. Most people do not go off-road in their vehicles.
No.
That's just...
not appropriately.
Unless you count driving drunk and jumping a curb.
To introduce the next topic, Shawn.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've got a lot. We haven't spoken in a while.
No, we haven't.
Okay. Tatiana Maslany. Maslany.
Mm-hmm.
The lady who's going to play the new She-Hulk.
Okay. Sure.
I fell into the clickbait when there was an article that said that she has a not safe for work question about her character.
Okay.
It was not what I expected, but it made me happy, Shawn.
What's the question?
I'm pulling you into it, Shawn, because of course, She-Hulk had herself some exploitation throughout the years. I mean, she would grow huge and her clothes would shred, and all of the fanboys, right?
Talk to yourself for a second. Give me a second.
Oh, then that's
it's podcast work that way. You just talk while I'm not talking.
It's ridiculous.
Give me a second.
Okay, so I can't. To those of you who are watching the show right now, I actually was trying to feed him this point. Anyone who knows how to pronounce Tatiana Maslany's name, please message me. Because I can't jump in with just you and I without Shawn. So in my need to drag along until
the fires don't stop burning just because I'm busy. Sorry.
I understand.
Jesus.
Shawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
With her she-gina.
Or not, and it's not that either. The question is, all right, this applies to all Hulks. You have a person changing size, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Tatiana Maslany, or however you pronounce her name, postulated something about this power that might help her in the bathroom.
Like poop easier?
Thank you! If you're a normal-sized human, if you're a 6'3" Shawn,
yes,
and you're fighting a mad poo,
right?
Superhuman strength aside, if you suddenly turn into an 8-foot giant,
right,
your poo hole gets bigger.
Yeah,
and your poop doesn't.
Right.
And I'm exceptionally proud of this Hollywood actress for thinking about this before I did.
Okay, so if She-Hulk becomes She-Hulk, does that mean she menstruates the same as She-Hulk would or normal lady would?
Well, see, that raises an important question because, yeah, She-Hulk menstruation might be a lot more violent per se, but she also has superhuman healing factors as She-Hulk. Therefore, it might be done in 5 minutes.
Right.
So, pick your poison. Do you want a literal earth-shaking class menstruation for 5 minutes, or a normal one for 3 to 5 days, whatever it may be?
being able to drop trow and just like, you ever seen the fire helicopters that just have the bucket on them? And when they gotta dump water on the fire, it just opens at the bottom and it all falls out.
Yeah.
That'd be great, dude. Like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Done.
Now, okay. More spoilers coming. Shawn, do you mind if I do a minor spoiler from Spider-Man?
I don't give a shit. I have no interest in those movies anymore.
Thank heavens. They have officially made Charlie Cox Daredevil in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
There's a wonderful scene where, of course, Matt Murdock ends up being Spider-Man's attorney. He's in the movie for all of about 1 minute and 10 seconds. But the theater I was in and every theater that this movie is played in has a huge reaction to that because he's a popular actor playing a popular character. Happy to see him in it. She-Hulk will apparently feature him a great deal as well.
For all the litigation from the She-Hulk breaking shit, I guess.
We're going to see how it plays out. But I really do like the idea of bringing in a fairly low-power street-level superhero to Marvel's perennial lady heavy hitter show. It's a good contrast.
Is she getting a show or a movie?
She's getting a show.
Disney so this is going to be show. Like a Disney Plus thing?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yep, we're going to see Charlie Cox in about everything. But I don't want to stray too far from the poop topic.
I am hoping that they go more the direction of Hawkeye and less the direction of the previous garbage that's been pressed out, because I was really happy with how they handled Hawkeye.
I didn't watch all of Hawkeye. We're gonna get a little bit misogynistic here in the regard that I watched the first couple episodes and it was good. It was brilliantly directed. Acting was pretty good as well. I like the actress. However, what I don't like is when a 230-pound Russian mafia person can punch a 105-pound college girl in the face repeatedly, and she has no marks and just continues to fight such as nothing happened.
Yeah, but I guess that's the price we pay for watching superhero movies.
If she had powers.
Yeah, well, Hawkeye doesn't have powers. Which, I mean, spoiler, they're both Hawkeye.
Right.
Because there's 3 Hawkeyes in the Marvel Universe, and she's the 3rd one.
Wait, who's the second one then?
Second one was Clint.
Who was the first one then?
I can't remember.
I think you're making things up. And I don't appreciate that. Rude.
Are you looking it up actively right now?
No. I'm moving on to my poo topics.
Okay.
Shawn?
Yes?
I expect your best speculative answer to the question, why do wombats poop cubes?
I've always wondered that, but I've never known.
And there's your picture of the poop. The
cube. They're adorable.
Right. They make little piles of square poop. Okay. So scientists seem to believe that they use their poop to communicate.
Okay.
So in 2 different ways. So you have poop that is a cube, right? You now have Lego poop.
Which would be
awesome. You can put it places and in particular shapes, and they won't roll anywhere. The message should remain basically the same.
Okay.
So wombats at some point evolved a capacity to shape their poop in their descending colon. Which is fine. And then they use that shape then to talk to each other with their poop.
Oh, what are they saying, though?
We're still trying. This is quite new information. But here we have scientists, quote, they place these feces at prominent points in their home range, such as around a rock or log, to communicate with each other.
Like, I pooped here.
Apparently. This is an entirely new way of manufacturing cubes. The smartest people in the world are saying things like this. This could have implications for manufacturing, clinical pathology, and digestive health.
Look at this awesome poop I took. And then they leave their own poop and they go, I'm so proud of your poop. Here's your poop. I don't. God, I mean, I sincerely hope that wasn't a government grant they were working on.
Now, okay, to be fair.
Can you imagine trying to type up that grant request?
No, Shawn, I want a different direction on this.
Uh-huh.
You and I pay our taxes and vote and do other friggin' rat race things, right?
Yes.
Okay. When we pay our taxes, for example, you have these little boxes that you can press. Do you want $1 to go to campaign funding and things like that, right?
Right.
I really think the government should have to pitch scientific grants to us on our tax forms. Little line by line. Would you donate $5 to find out why wombats poop cubes? Now,
yes.
if you asked me a question such as, would you like to pay $5 to find out whether sideways traffic lights are safer than upright traffic lights, right? I'd be like, screw off. That's stupid. But if someone asked me if I would pay $5 to study wombat poop, I might lean towards that. Do you see what I'm saying?
I mean, it's just $5 that I'm going to waste on something else anyways, yeah. So it's like a medium Diet Coke and a 99-cent burrito plus change, or study wombat poop.
Go for the wombat poop.
Yeah.
Okay. One last...
I'm going to mail you a turd and you could try to figure out what I'm trying to say to you.
Okay, but it has to be like...
I will shape it into a square.
Dude, no, okay. What I'm saying is, don't make it the turd after that gas station burrito and a Diet Coke, please.
Yeah.
Do like the wombat does and eat grass for a week.
Solid, yeah. It's got to be nice, solid cubit of turd. Maybe that's what they mean by cubits in the Bible. Maybe a cubit is really just a wombat turd.
It could be.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one more thing to cover.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to pull up the article for this because this is just an example of the state of things as well as how not to be dumb once again. So there was a shooting here in Vancouver, as is often wont to be. But in this particular case, the shooting happened. There's been a lot of break-ins in Vancouver. An interesting break-in has been, for example, gas siphoning. There's been gas thieves, not siphon like they used to, like during the gas crisis of the 70s.
Like punch a hole in your gas tank with a screwdriver and let it drain into a pan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Obviously a smarter method, but also a dick method. Because that's going to be an expensive fix. It's a lot worse than just a flippin' empty tank. So, to anyone doing that, seriously, just, I hate you. But, moving forward. So, a lot of break-ins. A homeowner in Vancouver hears something happening outside, goes outside to confront the person. This was on the person's security camera. The criminal breaking in is found out, takes off, stumbles, and because he thought he was being pursued, rolled over and took a pot shot at this guy who was just standing there watching this. Thank God, of course, that's an extremely inaccurate way to fire a pistol. I'm not saying don't make reasonable efforts to obstruct crime in your neighborhood. I'm actually endorsing that. The more that citizens stop crime, the less crime there will be. Maybe you want to do that a little bit more prepared than just your damn bathrobe.
Yeah. Half naked in a bathrobe.
Back in the day, old man Jacobs would come out with his 12 gauge when kids were making a ruckus out on the farm.
And shoot him with rock salt.
Load your shotgun with rock salt. I'm just saying.
It's also a fantastic way to season your turkey in like half a second. Just crank off a blank with rock salt in it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so that was catching up on all of the podcast stuff that I wanted to catch up on, Shawn. You and I have been super busy over the holidays. You've been working. You worked on Christmas, man.
I'm pretty sure I've been sick since like late November.
Yeah.
Yeah, like whatever bug was going around hit me and never went away.
Because you got to get sleep.
Yeah, sleep's important.
You got to reduce your stress.
Got to eat right.
Yeah. What are you eating out there in Plumber World?
Usually I try to get something not crappy if I got to go through a drive-through. So I'll try to get some like grilled chicken. Because you can get decent food at a drive-through.
Yes.
But you got to be picky about it, and it's usually like one of the options. So.
Okay.
But I don't get fries. I get my soda just because I like my soda. But then I drink a half gallon of water a day. So I get to drink my soda.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then I really don't eat. I'll eat once a day while I'm at work, and then I eat when I get home.
Related to that, by the way.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't heard, Shawn, for a rare moment, my Cincinnati Bengals are on fire. I know you don't follow football. No big deal. You don't need to for this.
Okay.
We started the season with there's a bunch of kids on this team, a bunch of young guys just going nuts, right? So in this Twitter world, former teammates, Chad Ochocinco, for anyone who follows sports, following this young team very closely because he's still a big Bengals fan, was asking our cornerback who goes by Cheeto, right now one of the highest rated cornerbacks in the world, how he's eating in order to do this, right?
With my mouth.
He said, he tweets to him, and I'm not going to try to quote it exactly, but he tweets to him. He says, "I know you're hitting that McDonald's drive-thru. You can't be that good without those nutrients." And of course, the SOB responds with, "You know it, 3 McChickens and a milkshake." I'm like, beautiful.
Yeah, because when you're doing that much physical activity, you can afford 3 McChickens and a milkshake. Yeah, I could eat 3 McChickens and a milkshake too if my job involved running around for 2.5 hours a day.
Yeah, but Shawn, your job is the shit.
Literally, it's shit. Yes.
It is the shit.
It is.
And I'm proud of
the shit. Yes.
Proud of you.
It's all shit.
Making the poop jokes wherever you go.
Ooh.
Okay, Shawn. I gotta
Yes.
run off on the evening. You need some rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see what I should make for dinner.
And I want to thank you for catching up
Yeah, it's been a while.
because these are fun.
Yes.
Anyone still listening to these, tell your friends because we lost one subscriber.
Yeah. Also, thanks Wix for hitting me for $168 on an auto renewal that I know I'm gonna argue with you about.
Oh.
Yeah, that was great.
Good luck with that.
Our website that's gotten 14 hits in the last year. Thanks for auto renewing that at $170, Wix.
That's rude. That's rude.
That's all right. I was literally budgeting. I was literally budgeting on my couch. Literally going, okay, this will go to this will go to this, I'll get paid that. And it went ding! Bank of America, there's been a deduction for $168. And I was like, what? So apparently when I got that website last year, auto renewal just automatically engages on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they sent me an email, I guess, at some point.
That went
But
straight
if you're
to spam.
if you're anything like me, you get 14 emails a day and you don't log in and check your email.
Right.
And if it says Wix.com, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So hey, true believers, donate to Sean's website problems.
Yeah, donate to gofuckwix.org.
All right. Sean, have an amazing evening.
You as well, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.